Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, the Compliance Evangelist, back again for another preview of a CONVERGE 18 speaker. Today, it's Jacki Cheslow, the Director of Business Ethics and Compliance at the Avis Budget Group, who's going to talk to us about breaking down silos in communications. First, a word from our sponsor, Conversant, about CONVERGE 18. As you know, the last year has publicly brought ethics to the center of business reputations worldwide. With the acceleration of the speak-up culture and organizational accountability that social media is enabling and amplifying, companies need to incorporate integrity into every level of their organization. CONVERGE 18 is helping organizations to do just that by addressing ethical transformations head-on. This event will be held in Denver, Colorado from October 8th through 10th. At it, you will be able to network with 300 of your peers, including C-suite executives, legal professionals, HR leaders, and ethics and compliance visionaries. Gain insights from 35 speakers, including such prominent speakers as Wei Chen, Steph Vogel, the NBA's Deputy Chief Compliance Officer, and Carol Switzer, President of OSEG. You will bring home actionable takeaways to your compliance program from a variety of sessions, including 2 keynotes, 5 general sessions, 12 based roundtables, and 18 interactive breakout sessions for you. You can get more information on CONVERGE 18 at Conversant's website, conversant.com. Listeners to this podcast will receive a 50% discount to the event. Use the discount code TOMFOXVIP. That's all caps, TOMFOXVIP. Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, back for another episode of my continuing series on speakers at CONVERGE 18. Today I have with me Jacki Cheslow. Jacki is the Director of Business Ethics and Compliance at Avis, and we're going to talk about the presentation she's making with Susan DeBecker, which is entitled, What Did You Mean by That? Overcoming Communication Barriers. So Jacki, first of all, thank you for taking the time to visit with me today.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate being included.
So, Jacki, I was wondering if you just might be able to tease us a little bit with some of the highlights or a short description of your talk.
Sure. One of the challenges that I've identified over the last 3 or 4 years, as longer I'm in compliance, I guess, is that our workforce is changing dramatically, and how we communicate with them is not necessarily keeping up. So when I say that, I don't just mean the age groups either. I know a lot of people talk about the gender differences, and that's a very, very large part of it. But it's also compounded by the fact that we have a more mobile workforce, and you're not necessarily working with the French in France or the English in England. And so you take the generational gap, the mobility of our workforce, and throw into that. Technology is changing the way people expect to get their data. So given a lot of thought over the last few years to how exactly we communicate with this diverse audience. So how do you communicate with a millennial, a centennial, someone like certainly myself, who's certainly not in that category, and perhaps senior management or those who are outside the United States? How do you do that in a worldwide company like Avis? Well, what we're finding is the challenge is you have multiple audiences. And in some instances, that's going to require multiple communication styles. But there's some crossover between it. At Avis, for example, we recently rolled out a digital code of conduct. So still very much has the feel of a book, but it's not a book. And it's very interactive. So it appeals to the younger generation, and they can move around. They can go where they want to go. They can get where they want to get too fast. They don't have to flip through all the pages. For those who are still in that, I'd rather have a hard copy, want to look at it. Well, they have the option. They can go in and get a PDF. But what they see on the screen also has page numbers and tabs, and you can go through it, table of contents, the index. So it's a cross between both levels. When it comes to the message within it, that's a bit more tricky. And so we used a combination of text, scenario-based learning, videos, and gaming. So a little bit of appeal to everybody.
So, Jacki, what I heard there was 2 things. One was a technological delivery platform and also a multiple content solution. Would that be correct?
Yes, absolutely, Tom.
So in terms of, do you have this available on a
app, or could one of your employees take a look at it on their cell phone if they were so inclined?
Absolutely. It sits in the company's LMS, but is mobile friendly. You can view it on your phone, on a tablet, on your PC.
So then, let me maybe flip to the another challenge, which might be if you were in a place or a country that was not as tech savvy. Have you bumped into that? And if so, how do you at least think through some of those challenges?
We're actually running into that from a different perspective, in that we have employee groups whose primary language is not the language of the country they're located in. So, for example, I had a small group in the Hawaiian Islands that speaks a very specific local dialect. And so this kind of tool is useless to them because they can't make heads or tails out of it in any of the available languages. So we've worked with the local teams to come up with different ways of delivering the content. So in some cases, we might have a dual speaking manager present the content. And in other cases, we find a common language where they're a bit more familiar and they view it in a PDF format, and there's an opportunity in a group setting to ask questions. So we are having to adjust as we go. The 80-20 adage, you can please some of the people. For about, I would say, greater than 90% of our population, this is working, but you do come up against those road bumps. And I think the key is, as a manager, you have to be flexible and willing to be creative in how you deliver your message.
So what has been the response from your team or your employee base? Have they, if not embraced it, have they at least accepted it and given you some positive feedback?
Yes. As a matter of fact, there's an option within it, because it is brand new, to rate the system at the training at the end of the test. And about 20% of the employees who've gone into the new program have given us a rating. And of those, we've come up with a 4.2 out of 5 stars. So it is being well received.
That certainly sounds like it. Jacki, if I could maybe change the focus a little bit to ask you why you are attending Converge 18 and some of the things that you hope to garner out of it.
I attended Converge last year for the first time, and I was very impressed by the difference between Converge and some of the other compliance conferences that I attend. The speakers were different. Not that there's good or bad, but the focus was more around not a specific compliance function, but the concept of compliance as a whole. You may know last year's theme was ethics in the center. And it just was very engaging. So I'm excited to see what's going on this year. I'm a conversant customer, and I partner very closely with them, not only through the use of their technology, but in different compliance trends and discussions. So we kind of, depend on each other, and we have a lot of conversations with them about where the industry is going as a whole and the role technology can play in it. So I'm thrilled to be attending this year, and I can't wait to get there.
Wow. Jacki, I greatly look forward to meeting you there, and certainly hope I can catch your presentation with Susan. So I've been visiting with Jacki Cheslow. She's the Director of Business Ethics and Compliance at Avis. We've been talking about her her presentation she'll make with Susan DeBecker on what did you mean by that, overcoming communication barriers. Jacki, thank you again for taking the time to visit with me, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Tom. I'll see you in Denver.
Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox again. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you will join me at Converge 18. Once again, you can get up to 50% discount to Converge 18 by using the code TOMFOXVIP. That's TOMFOX VIP. Thanks again for listening, and I hope you'll join me again.